Hey you guys, I hope you can hear me because my microphone thing is But anyway, I'm back. Now, when you want to change your life, when you want to do things that's going to better you and success and all of that, things just pop up out of nowhere. And it can be devastating to take you off course and to get you off of what you have established, beginning to establish things that you want, your goals, your dreams, and all of that. So as you guys know, I said, okay, I'm gonna grow my hair, I'm gonna lose weight, and then I lost a little weight, and then I said, okay, and then we're gonna do this with the income and all these things. And then tragedy happened, one after another. And I had stopped making my videos for about, maybe about 6 months or 6, 7 months, 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know, but it was very devastating. Okay, so the first thing that happened was, this happened in November. My dog died. And I tell you, I was broken. My dog was literally my best friend. And I mean, you have friends, but your dog. I mean, he was a German Shepherd. He died of cancer. And I was so heartbroken because he was only 7.5. And I was like, he died too soon. And I would have wanted him to at least go to 12 years old. 15, hopefully. But anyway, it didn't happen. And I was very hurt. I was very... I just went on a roller coaster because that dog protected me like no other. And we had this love, we had this connection, and I lost my dog and I was really hurt. And I was like, I just take a step back because every time I walked through the house and every time, whatever I did, I just was crying and crying like, my dog, I love him, I'm going to miss him. And I was so hurt. And then as I was trying for about maybe a month to try to, get a hold on some things, as far as with my dog, I said, I got to start back these videos. I got to make this thing happen, and I got to help people and help myself. And then my sister's husband died. And then, I think he had cancer, because I think it was cancer that he died from. Yeah, it was. So my sister's husband died. And then my cousin died, my favorite cousin. I'm like, are you serious? Like, for real, for real. I'm like, what is going on? I'm trying to, right when I make up my mind and say, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to lose this weight. And I'm showing results. And I'm going to, I was paying off bills. And I'm like, this thing is happening. And then those 3 deaths that happened. So now I'm hurt. This is my cousin I really love. She used to always support me. And I was so hurt about that. And then I said, okay. You got to get back up there, girl. You can do this. You can do this. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then January, my dad died. I'm like, 4 deaths in, what was it, 2 months? Like, yeah. And I buried my dad in February. And I was so hurt because my dad passed away, and my dad and I was very close. And I was actually like a daddy's girl, and my little sister was too. And when he passed away, I was so hurt. I was angry. And I was angry at things like, I got hair in my mouth. I was angry at things like, I was angry at my siblings. I was angry at, because my dad was living in a situation. He was living with, he let my little sister live with him, and the situation was not good at all. And so I would beg my dad to come to where I live so that I could take care of him in the state that I live in. And he was like, no, I got to take care of Christine. And I was like, okay, well, maybe she can come out here too. But, you know, he didn't come because he was like, you're going to be, you know, on me about everything. You know, I mean, when I say on about everything, my dad like young women, and he was like 70, I don't know, 77 or something. And I just be like, Dad, are you serious? That girl is on drugs. What are you gonna? She's gonna take your money. But anyway, I loved my dad, and I did tell him, look, I'm not gonna, you know, get in your hair or whatever. But he, you know, really wanted to. He knew my sister. He knew she was going to mess up, so he stayed there. But anyway, he passed away, and when he passed away, and he had told me he left an insurance policies in my little sister's name, and she was supposed to, you know, pay for his burial. I mean, he was a vet, so he had to pay for the burial, but pay for the funeral. And then I heard on a conversation on a phone call saying that she was going to take all the money and she wasn't going to pay for anything. And so my other siblings, my dad had like 8 siblings, nobody wanted to pay anything. So that means that I had to take care of everything. And this is the type of stuff that happens to me, because I would like, okay, I'm going to build this money, I'm going to save, I'm going to do this. And then something happens, and it'll be like somebody in the family, and I have to pay for funerals and pay for, you know, this bill and that bill for somebody else, and then putting everybody else before me, you know. And then in that situation, I could not bury my dad. So I did have to, you know, pay an extensive amount of money. And I was hurt because I was like, I knew this was going to happen, because when my dad told me my sister was going to pay for everything, I'm like, no. So I did go and get a small, very small insurance policy, so that if my sister didn't pay, I would, you know, pay. And I was constantly paying every month on that policy, like every month for over 20 years for a small policy. And it was pricey because of his age. But nonetheless, I buried my dad. I was still heartbroken. I was angry. Me and my siblings, we don't even talk today. I was angry. I had stopped talking to them for about a few months. And then when I tried to reach back out to them, they pushed me to the curb. Like, nah, the way she was mad at us then. And so I was like, whatever. Because they do me like this all the time anyway. So sometimes you have to let family go. I mean, if they really love you, eventually down the line they'll come back. But sometimes your greatest hindrance is your family. So I'm not very upset about that. But I was, you know, still hurt about all 4 of those deaths. So nonetheless, we're going to stop talking about that, because I'm back. Y'all, I'm back. I'm back. Y'all, I'm back. And we are about to do it. You know, I'm going to lose this weight. And when my dad passed away too, I had gained weight. I had gained some of my weight back. And then I went to a shop, because I went to the beauty shop where, you know, they have those men. I don't know if they from Asia or something, but they're all men, and they have these hair shops. So I had permed my hair. And y'all know my hair had grew long. It was like down here. And so I went to the shop, and I told the guy I wanted my hair to feather. You know how you had a feather and it looks real nice? And so he took my hair up like this and said, okay, I'm going to have to cut this much. And I'm like, he said, if you want the feather, and I'm like, he was like, do you want it? And I was like, and my hair was not damaged. So I was like, well, I have to make the sacrifice. Go ahead. And so he cut my hair. Not only is my hair short now, but I mean, it's like he cut half of my hair off. Now, ladies, then you know how we are with our hair. But he cut half my hair off, and then he curled my hair. He would not comb the curls out. And I knew why. I found out why. because when I came home, there was no feather. My hair did not feather. So I was like, I took all those years growing my hair, wearing a wig for a whole year, maybe even a year and a half, maybe even 2, for this man to cut all my hair off my head. So anyway, I said, I'm going to start the journey over again. This time, I'm going to have to do my own hair. Forget people in my head, because, you know, I'm one of those people that every time I go to somebody to do my hair, they always mess up. Always. They just cut my hair too short. They burn my scalp. They do something. Majority of the time. Majority. I say majority, not all the time. But anyway, so I'm back on my hair journey. We're going to go through the bill paying and all that, because I did pay off a bill, and I can't remember what bill that was right now. I don't know if it's because I'm so excited because I'm back and I'm like, okay, I got to start downloading these videos. I got to make these videos. I got to make money. I got to lose weight. I got to get married, find me a man. So I'm not going to be out there saying, you want to marry me? You want to marry me? You want to marry me? I'm going to start hanging out, you know, with friends, or I might have to hang out by myself. Some friends are shiesty. But I'm going to put myself in the way to be found. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm back, you guys. And for all of those that sent me messages and said, hey girl, we can do this, and this, I'm back. So girl, yes, we can lose this weight. And for those that want to save money, those that want to change their whole life, because I want to I want success all the way around. And so if that's what you want, come on. And if you only want one of the things that I want, or 2, or 3, or 4, then whatever it is, we can do it. I need you to know that you can lose weight. You can save money. You can open multiple businesses. You can change your entire life. You can gain weight. You can lose weight. You can have multiple streams of income. You can do whatever you put your mind to do. And we're going to do it together. And even if even if your goals are not the same as mine, goals are goals. It's all about the determination. So you can have this goal over here. I can have this goal over here. We're both working for determination. Get rid of that procrastination. Get rid of the things that's standing in our way. Because at first it was standing in my way, unforgiveness was standing in my way. Then what was standing in my way was procrastination. And then what happened to my family members? And my dog. I miss him. And, you know, and then people always coming to you. Right now, while we getting ourselves together for 1 year, we're going to have to cut everybody off. We're going to have to cut everybody off. And when I say cut everybody off, I mean cut everybody off. Your kids, whoever your loved one is. And when I say cut them off, I'm not talking about don't feed them and don't buy them clothes and don't buy them Christmas presents. I'm talking about if you always just giving them money so that they can go out and just do anything with it. Or if you always have cousins and aunties saying, can I borrow? Because I have those type of people in my life. That's all, can I borrow? And then you giving them money and then they don't pay you back. I'm not talking about no $20. I'm talking about, I need $900. My water heater went off. And then one person asked me, okay, my water heater went off, then this went off, then that went off, and I'm just throwing the money, like hundreds here, hundreds. And then I'm just sitting back like, and they're like, I'm going to pay you back. And I'm just saying, they never paid me back. Never. And then not only that, Not only that, I've been seeing them doing stuff like calling contractors over, fixing on their house and going on vacations. Paying me back is not important to them. And I've been doing it for years. Oh, I really need it. Please. You know, and they don't, you know, and not everybody have to beg me. The ones that say, please, please, is the ones that I already don't borrow from me about 3 or 4 times. And now I'm like, well, you never paid me back. So, long story short, we ain't lending out no money. We ain't, because if you, let's say when it's time for you to go to God, and God go to you and say, you know you're supposed to be a millionaire. Well, you know you're supposed to be a billionaire. I gave you all these goals, and I mean not goals, but I gave you all these gifts. You were supposed to be a millionaire. You were supposed to be a billionaire. You were supposed to be wealthy. You were supposed to be rich. But because you gave, and there's nothing wrong with giving. Give your 10%. But other than giving your 10% and taking care of the necessities, we need to save. We need to have those down payments for our business. We need to get it together. And we can't be giving money to people because those same people going on vacations and all that, not even worried about paying you back. And then I'm like, because I wasn't giving 10%, because 10%, I was giving like 110% to these people. So anyway, we're going to get it together. We can't constantly be a free bank for everybody, because people will use you up. They will take all your money, and then when they take all your money, they still enjoying life. And you look at some people, just because they live, they look at you like, oh, you might have a big house or a nice apartment or whatever, and they living in some roach infested house or whatever. But you got people living in roach infested houses, driving Mercedes Benz and stuff, because their priorities are not right. And because your priorities are right, they're supposed to bring you down to their level? No, 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 no. We finna make some changes. And change is now. So look, you guys, I'm gonna start trying to, I want to try to get a video out. It would be great if I get videos out every day, but at least once a week. But I want to try to do every day, because I need to get more subscribers. So like, share, and subscribe. And we about to do this thing. Success is here, and it's now. I just read that. I read a list on saying, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. And so are you. Let's do this.